Whites faithful, get ready for the storm. Listen up, you beautiful mad Leeds United supporters. Your boy's got some massive news that's gonna shake Elland Road to its very foundations. We're talking about 3 absolute bombshells that have dropped in the last few hours. And trust me, you're gonna wanna sit down for this one. First up, we've got a winger who's just thrown some serious shade at our gaffer. And let me tell you, the words coming out of his mouth are gonna make your blood boil or your heart sing depending on which side of the fence you're on. This lad's basically called out our manager's confidence levels, and it's brutal. But wait, there's more. Remember that silky smooth wizard who helped us tear up the championship last season? Yeah, that one. Well, the transfer saga around him just took a massive twist that nobody saw coming, and it's either gonna break your heart or make you realize we're better off without the drama. And if you thought that was mental, wait until you hear about the midfielder we're chasing. A lad who's been compared to none other than ZIDANE himself. Paul Scholes is practically drooling over this kid, but there's a massive catch that could make or break our entire season. Smash that like button if you're ready for this roller coaster. Drop your predictions in the comments, and for the love of all things Leeds, hit that subscribe button because you do not want to miss what's coming next. So buckle up, Whites, because this first story is about to reveal exactly which player just threw our manager under the bus, and trust me, you're gonna have opinions. Largi Ramazani, there, I said it. The Belgian winger who we splashed $10 million on just last summer has basically told the world that our Daniel Fark doesn't believe in him. And honestly, Leeds faithful, this one stings because you can feel the frustration dripping from every single word. Picture this scene, right? Ramazani is sitting there in Valencia, probably sipping some Spanish coffee, and he drops this absolute bomb. I like having someone who shows confidence in me. I think it's very important for a player that your coach does that for you. Now, he didn't mention Fark by name, but come on, we're not stupid. That's a dig sharper than a Bielsa tactical analysis. Well, this lad looked absolutely electric in preseason. I mean, he was gliding past defenders like they were traffic cones. The pace, the skill, the direct running, everything we've been crying out for on the wings. But what happens? 2 starts in 27 competitive fixtures this year. 2! You could count them on one hand and still have fingers left over. No wonder the boy's frustrated. And here's the kicker that's gonna make every Leeds fan's heart sink. He's gone on loan to Valencia to link up with Carlos Corberán, our former coach. The same Corberán who's now telling the Spanish press how versatile and fast Ramazani is, how he can stretch teams and get behind opponents. Makes you wonder why we couldn't see that same potential, doesn't it? The worst part? We wanted a recall clause. We pushed for a loan fee, but Valencia got their man without any permanent option attached. So this talented Belgian will be back at Elland Road next summer. But what kind of player will he be after a season of actually being trusted and developed properly? Willie Nonto even posted a goodbye message saying, "Your time." Even our own players can see the talent walking out the door. When your teammates are backing you more than your manager, that says everything about the situation we're in right now. But hold on to your scarves, Whites, because if you think one frustrated winger is our biggest problem right now, wait until you hear what's happening with our dream signing from last season. Right, Leeds faithful, if the Ramazani situation got your blood pressure up, this next bombshell is going to send it through the roof. Remember Manor Solomon, our championship wizard who lit up Elland Road with 10 goals and 12 assists? The lad who basically carried us through some of those tough moments last season with that silky left foot and incredible football brain. Well, our very own Graham Smith, the man who knows Leeds better than his own reflection, just delivered a crushing blow to anyone still dreaming of Solomon's return. When asked straight up if we're bringing back our Israeli magician, Smith didn't mince his words. He's not really what they need, so ideally not. Ideally not. Can you believe that? The same player who won championship awards, who made defenders look like Sunday league players, who had us all believing in magic again, and now he's not what we need. After watching us struggle to create anything meaningful against Sheffield Wednesday, you got to question that logic. But here's where it gets even more frustrating, Whites. While we're sitting here saying he's not what we need, Leicester City are circling like vultures. Ben Jacobs is reporting that the Foxes are quite interested in Solomon. And why wouldn't they be? They need goals. They need someone who can score freely in the championship and who fits that description better than the lad who did exactly that for US last season. Meanwhile, Solomon's stuck in limbo at Tottenham under Thomas Frank, barely getting a sniff, probably wondering why he didn't just stay in the championship where he was tearing teams apart week after week. The man chose to fight for his place. In the Premier League, showed ambition and loyalty to his parent club, and now he might end up at Leicester while we're here scratching our heads about creativity in the final third. And you know what the most maddening part is? We've signed Noah Okafor, which apparently eased some of the pressure on our forward line. But watching us struggle to break down teams that park the bus, you gotta wonder if we shouldn't have moved heaven and earth to get Solomon back instead. His creativity, his set-piece delivery, his ability to unlock tight defenses, well, that's exactly what we're missing right now. But Whites, if you think missing out on Solomon is going to ruin your weekend, wait until you hear about the midfielder we're chasing. Because this story involves ZIDANE comparisons and could change everything. Standing the nation, Kobe Mainu. And if that name doesn't get every Leeds fan's heart racing faster than a Calvin Phillips box-to-box run, you haven't been paying attention. This 20-year-old Manchester United starlet is the midfielder we desperately need. And when Paul Scholes compares someone to ZIDANE, you know we're talking about something absolutely extraordinary. Listen to this, Whites. Scholes literally said, "He's the nearest thing I've seen to Zidane in taking a ball, receiving the ball, cruising past people." Coming from a man who played alongside some of the greatest midfielders in football history, that's not just praise, that's a bloody prophecy. This is the same Scholes who played with Keane, Carrick, and faced legends like Gerrard and Lampard week in, week out. And here's the beautiful part. Fabrizio Romano is reporting that Mainu has made it crystal clear to United that he wants out on loan. He wants regular football. He wants to develop his game properly, and let's be honest, where better to do that than at Elland Road under the lights we all love. Imagine this kid dictating play in front of the South Stand. Think about our midfield situation right now. Ethan Ampadu injured and out for weeks. Al Tanaka on the sidelines when we need his energy most. And after watching Ilya Groove get absolutely destroyed in that 5-0 Arsenal massacre, we all know he's nowhere near Premier League level. We're absolutely desperate for quality in the middle of the park. Look at these numbers, Leeds. Faithful, Mainu created 4 big chances this season compared to Sean Longstaff's absolutely shocking 0. He makes more tackles per game, more interceptions, more clearances. He's literally better than our current midfielder in every single statistical category. While Longstaff looked completely lost against Sheffield Wednesday, getting overrun by championship players, Mainu could be the creativity, the steal, and the leadership we're crying out for. But here's the thing that's going to keep every Leeds fan tossing and turning tonight. Can we actually pull this off? Can the 49ers make a statement signing that shows they truly understand what this club needs to compete? Because if we can get a player that Paul Scholes compares to Zidane, if we can give this incredibly talented boy the platform to shine at Elland Road, we might just have found our midfield maestro for the next decade. Whites, this transfer window has been an absolute emotional roller coaster. Frustration with Ramazani's departure, genuine heartbreak over the Solomon situation, but pure unbridled excitement over the possibility of landing Mainu. What do you think? Can we pull off the signing of the summer and land Zidane's heir? Drop your thoughts below, smash that subscribe button like your life depends on it, and tell me which of these 3 stories has got you most worked up. Because something tells me this is just the beginning of what could be the most important few days in our recent transfer history, marching on together.